We see the stock market closing near the session high as stocks basically reverse early losses. However, is the stock market about to force Jay Powell to do? Now, we come over and look at how the indices fared across the board today. The Dow was up 35 points. The Nasdaq was up 128 points. S&P 500 up 24 points, with the Russell 2000 being up 0.67. We come over and look at advancing issues versus declining. We had 51.3% of issues advancing on the day. Then we come over and look at the sectors across the board. Basic materials, energies, and technology, communication services was by far outpacing everything else. Everything else was up slightly. Then there were three sectors in the red. We had consumer cyclicals, real estate, and industrials. Now we come over and look at the heat map out here for the Nasdaq. Notice out of the Mag 7, Google was down 1.58%. We look at Tesla down 1.09%. All the other Mag 7 stocks were in the green. If we come over real quick and we take a look at a chart of Google, what do we see going on with Google? Absolutely. We see the MACD indicator on the daily chart about to cross and start to roll over, or is it? Because if the NASDAQ is going to break out and basically invalidate this double top pattern, then we're probably going to see Google also joining the party. However, could it be a case where you have this rise in trend line that we see the market breaking out from? If we go ahead and we grab one more line right across here and simply draw it, can we make the case that we basically have a ascending wedge, and we're going to see if this turns into a bearish pattern or not? We come over and look at the fear and greed index. Right now we're sitting at 63, almost dead smack in the middle of greed. Now we look at this first article right here. This Market Pro says the Fed is going to cut interest rates this year, but they do not know it yet. Is he correct? And let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys think the Fed will cut rates this year, or do you think they're going to go ahead and save it to next year? Once again, Jamie Dimon was out here giving us warnings once again. Jamie Dimon's bond market warning put investors on alert to diversify outside the US. And basically what Jamie Dimon went on to say is, U.S. fiscal situation is a real problem and the bond markets are going to have a tough time. So it's only a matter of time. Now, if we come over real quick and we look at the dollar index today, dollar index on the move lower. We're getting into this weekly zone right here. If it breaks, dollar is likely going to go ahead and go lower. Now, with the dollar going lower today, who do you think was the big beneficiary out there? If you said gold, absolutely correct. Gold being up 89 points on the session. We have this declining trend line. We have now broken out above it. Do we come back for a retest and then work our way back up towards the zone and maybe make another new all-time high? Now, as we come over and look at yields today, 10-year yield did not close at the upper end of the session, basically closed 50% of the range. We have a wick on the top, and we came right back down, closing near the middle of the range. On the 5-minute chart, you can see at the last hour of the day, we did start to peel off here just a bit. And again, is this a sign that the bond yields are indeed not going to be able to come all the way up towards that ABC pattern at 4.86%? Because as we come over and look at the Qs look like they're primed and ready to break. MACD indicator on the daily chart is a little bit flatline, and look at all the volume that's being built out up here on the profile. At some point, we're going to break. Now, the question is, do we do another break, look above, failure, and then we start working our way right back down? Now, we can also see from this article right here, a rate cut debate is heating up inside of the Fed. And what this goes on to say is a divide is emerging within the Federal Reserve about whether to hold rates steady for some time or get more comfortable about rate cuts later this year. And that goes on to say, and that goes right back to this article where this Market Pro says the Fed is going to cut rates. However, let's not forget, we're still dealing with the Trump tariffs. Now Trump is saying China is not playing fair, yada, yada, yada. Is this going to escalate? Supposedly, we're going to see China and Trump talk later this week, and we'll see if this is going to go ahead and stir up more fear out in the market, or will this be a common effect? Now, I want to make everybody aware right now, Take Profit Traders having a 30% sale off all their evaluation accounts, and best yet, no activation fee. To take advantage of this offer, use the links in the description box down below. Use promo code Epitome at checkout. Now, as we come over and look at the Qs real quick, notice we have this rising trend line. And if we draw a horizontal line right across the top, we kind of have this rising wedge type of pattern. And as we look at this, is this going to be basically a look above, failure, and we start coming right back down, potentially starting to work on that gap to the downside, or are we going to leave that level behind for quite some time? Keep in mind, if we look right over here at the left, up in the top, Notice right now we're only about 3% away from making another new all-time high. Over here on the 4-hour chart, the MACD indicator trying to firm up above the zero line, and we see that same wedge-ish pattern forming, getting ready to break. Then as we come over and look at the 30-minute profiles, notice today we basically opened up a little bit lower. We ran up the entire morning session. The MACD indicator on the 30-minute chart has a good separation of the lines. Then as we look right here, notice what we have in between this area. We kind of have this minus development area. That's going to be anywhere from 522.24 down to about 521.78. This is a high probability target that we are likely going to come back and hit that for tomorrow. Now, after hours, we do see the Nasdaq on the move up higher. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we see the MACD indicator on the move up. Now, one of the upward targets I would want to look at would be this next high volume node on the Nasdaq futures at about 21,687. We can also pull our Fibonacci retracement from the swing high of last week down here towards the swing low, and notice we're already above the 61.8. So if we hold above it, the next stop is that 786, which also correlates with that high volume area of the profile. We breach that 786, then we're going to be watching for the market to come all the way back up and take out the swing high from last week and maybe be on its way to making a new all-time high. If we come over and we look at the 30-minute profiles real quick, today should have been one of those easy days for me, and I just struggled today on the live stream. Now, if you guys don't want to miss the next time I go live, make sure you're subscribed and you have the bell notifications turned on for all. Now, as I look at today's profile, notice we closed outside of value area high, which comes in at about 21,471.5. The point of control is going to be down here at 21,378. And we have value area low all the way down here at 21,255. Now, if we do start coming back down tonight, for one, we look to target that value area high since we're closing outside of it. The rule behind that is normally within the next 1 to 2 sessions, we come back and we revisit that area. Since we're dealing with a daily profile, a session will be defined as 1 day in time. So either by Tuesday or by Wednesday's close, highly probable we come back towards this area and we have a minus development area. We breach below value area high. Then I want to turn my attentions down towards the point of control at 21,378. Now, if we do stay above that area, then I do want to go ahead and follow the path that we're probably working our way up towards that 78% Fibonacci retracement level off of the 4-hour chart and also right near that high volume node. Next, we jump over and take a look at the SPY real quick. Now, as we look at the SPY, we still have not made a higher high. You can see we had a high, a little bit of a pullback. We've come up and now we've been consolidate up here at these levels. MACD indicator basically flatline right around this area. Then on the 4-hour chart, you can see we had this trend line right here. I need to go ahead and readjust it just a little bit. Right today, we closed above that price point. Now, is it going to be a look above failure? We come back down. The jury's still out on that front. We do have a gap right below us at about 579.04. Then we have a more pressing gap down here at 564.52. On the 30-minute chart, today we had a push down initially, rallied on the way up, and one of the areas we want to focus on is going to be this minus development area. I'm going to go ahead and mark that off. That's going to be anywhere from about 591.26 to about 590.62. So since we are after hours above the high from today, if we start trading back below the high, then I'd want to target the point of control. I would then want to target this minus development area and then even turn my attention down towards value area low. Notice the MACD indicator on the 30-minute chart is still very strong. It's showing no signs of weakening at this moment. Then we come over and look at the futures markets real quick. What do we got going on over here? Big, strong push up today. We've had a range of 88 points, and this could also be part of a head and shoulders pattern. We could say left shoulder, head, right shoulder over here, if indeed we do start to turn in the very near future. We also want to grab our Fibonacci retracement tool, measure from the swing high down here to the swing low. Notice we're right there at the 61.8 Fibonacci level. We're actually just slightly above that price point. The next stop, highly probable, would be the 78.6 if we do not start to turn back down from this area here. If we do start to turn, I would want to turn my attention towards these high volume nodes, somewhere about 59.14 down here to about 59.06. Turn our attention over to the daily profiles with the 30-minute chart. The first area that jumps out to me is going to be this minus development area. That's going to be anywhere from a price point of about 59.26 up here to about 59.33. Notice we're right here at value area high, which is at 59.52. So we're not way outside of it like we saw with the Nasdaq. So to try to trade back down towards that area, to me, there's just not enough meat on that bone. If we do tonight start trading below that level, I am going to want to target that point of control, 59.40. I am going to want to target this minus development area. And then anything below that, I will want to turn my attention down towards value area low at 5903.50. And if you guys listened to the video over the weekend, one of the targets we talked about, since we did not hit the P point on Friday, was the fact that Sunday or Monday, highly probable we were going to hit the new P point. Last night, what do? We basically gapped right down towards that P point, and then we grinded down the remainder of the night. Now, if we come over and look at what's in store for economic data for tomorrow, we can see right there at 10 a.m., we have the JOLTS job openings. We also have the factory orders coming out as well. Other than that, it's really going to be a clean slate. And let's not forget, this week on Friday, we're going to get the jobs data, and we're going to find out, did we actually grow more jobs, or are we going to start to see a decline in the labor market? Now, if you want to see why Take Profit Trader is the #1 prop firm out there, make sure to watch this next video right here.